Alright, what's going on guys? Brandon Harden here. Hope you're having a great day. It is the 10th of June and as of today, we are currently 3 days out from the VK Classic in Ukraine. As you can see, we are in a completely different location. This is because we're actually already in Ukraine. It's been about 4 days since the last video that you saw, which was show day. It honestly still hasn't sunk in yet that we took the class win and the overall win at the Two Bros Mecca Classic in London, like literally 4 days ago. And I feel like the reason it hasn't sunk in yet is because I still feel like we still have so much to do. Like the goal of this season isn't to win a regional, although it was like one of the most incredible days, if not the most incredible day of my entire life. It is not the final destination or the final goal of what we're trying to do here. The goal is of course to leave this season with an IFBB Pro card, and in literally 3 days time, we're going to be competing for the first time in a pro qualifying event. The reason I couldn't compete in one before is because I've never competed in IFBB, so I had to do the previous show to be able to step foot on a pro qualifier, because without doing a regional, you can't do a pro qualifier. Didn't have to place well, could have come last, but we did take the overall, which is honestly incredible. We got this massive freaking sword. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to give me a sword, but I mean, sword, Gorilla Pod, can't be trusted with either of them, to be honest. Had potentially the worst night's sleep of my entire life. I'm literally just sipping on a Monster. Energy is extremely low this morning because after being in bed for about 7 hours, a total of about 2.5 to 3 hours sleep, and it's because of the fact that my weight has dropped so much in the last literally just 2 days. I'm gonna do a physique update right now with Callum, show you what I'm currently looking like, and then we'll talk about my current weight, what we're gonna be doing for today, 3 days out from the next show. 3 days out now versus before. What do you think is different?
You're tighter this morning. You're tighter and not as flat, which was the goal. That obviously that meal and a little bit more on Sunday night has filled you back up again, and then we've pulled you down pretty hard over the last 2 days.
What have we done for 2 days?
Basically ate protein.
0 carb.
But it's managed to fly well, so you've pulled down hard, but you've held on to the fullness. So one high today, and then baseline, and then low, and then peak.
If you remember, before the previous show, we did 2 high days. We did a high day on Wednesday, and we did a high day on Thursday. The reason we couldn't do a high day yesterday was because we flew in yesterday, and if you surround all of your carbs around a flight, what's going to happen on a flight? You're going to bloat, you're going to hold water retention, and we flew in last night, and this morning I'm holding absolutely 0 water because of the fact that on Tuesday and Wednesday, knowing that we were flying, we actually ran 2 0 carb days. I had nothing but protein and fats, which was from cod, vegetables, and some avocado. I've had nothing but that for 2 whole days. So today, considering the fact that we're running a refeed, which is around 600 grams of carbs, is gonna be a magical day. And now I'm gonna show you my weight to show you why we need a refeed today and why we can't run into the show doing just 2 baseline days and a low day before the show, because we're going to be running the exact same protocols because it worked so well last time and we took the overall. Now we've got more condition, a bit more fullness, doing 1 high day, which means we'll be even leaner for show day, but the 1 day out and the 2 day out protocol of the baseline and low day, and then the protocols we took the night before show day worked so well. We're going to be repeating that after a high day today. There we have it. Please try and ignore the post-show tan. I've been trying to get it off for the past 3 days, and my toes and my fingers are still a little bit stained. My body is smooth. I just have like a really good tan now on like the base of my body, but my hands and toes definitely still need some work. But as you can see, we are 100 197.8 pound, which is the lowest weight of this entire prep. The day before show, I was just above 200 pound after the H2O balance and the quarter of a diuretic we took the night before show. We estimated that my stage weight was around 199, 198, and the fact that we're now lower than that, even with the refeed, I'm gonna be about 197, 196 pound on stage at this time, which means we're gonna be bringing a totally new look. But if I don't have the refeed today, I could be 194 on stage, which we do not want, because the fullness that we have right now, we want to retain. The plan right now is I'm gonna make a little bit of food, go to the gym, do some cardio, run through some posing. I need to buy some protein. We actually went to the store yesterday and bought like a bunch of the stuff, but we don't have any protein powder for the oats that I wanna have for my first like refeed meal. Start the refeed and get on with the first full day in Ukraine. And this city, from what we've seen so far, is absolutely gorgeous. Like driving through here from the airport, was not expecting Ukraine to be as gorgeous as it is, like architecturally, surroundings, the people are super generous, the people are super nice, and we're gonna enjoy it today because we'll have carbs and able to explore, and the weather looks pretty good too, so we're gonna get the day started. Time for some breakfast. In the fridge, we got some almond milk and stuff. We already got some salmon, got some spinach that we need right now. We also need some liquid egg whites, and we also, oh, there's extra large. We also got some eggs as well. We got a bunch of vegetables and stuff. We had to stock up on a shit ton of water as well, just because when you go to like a foreign country, you don't like know how clean the water is. So we thought instead of getting like, what would it be, like water poisoning, instead of getting ill before the show, it's probably best we just like cut out the variable and just drink bottles. As well, with today's omelette, we're gonna be having some carbs. This is gonna be a really clean refeed, to be honest. Like we're not gonna be having any bagels or squares bars, because like going shopping yesterday, we were trying to find like squares bars and bagels and stuff like that, but everything is like freshly baked and they don't have the same stuff here as they do in the UK. Not saying there's a shortage of good food, because walking around the store yesterday, there was so much good food. Like there was so many different baked goods and breads and cakes and things. You could probably scan a lot of it on MyFitnessPal, especially like the breads and stuff that they do have, but obviously I know how well my body processes like squares bars and bagels based on the previous refeed. But today we're just gonna keep it simple with basic carb sources, unless we do go to the store. I need to buy some jam, unless we find something that I can utilize for today's refeed. I'm gonna be tracking everything on MyFitnessPal, get 600 grams of carbs today. It's a pretty early start today. It's gonna be a late end to the day, so it's gonna be spread out nice and evenly throughout the entire day, as well as today being a back and bicep workout, and cardio and posing. Walking expenditure is gonna be substantially high today, because we're gonna be exploring. Me and Callum are gonna be heading out to get a haircut and buy some like new shoes and stuff. We're gonna be exploring the city a little bit. We're gonna be putting the carbs to good use. Yeah, of course. Your posing's already great. You did fantastic in your first show. It's not that you did wrong. Yeah, it's kind of a bit. Stop working so hard. Close. Got it. So we're just on the street waiting for the Uber to pick us up, and the street that the Airbnb is located on is the main square, the center of the city. Apparently where we're located, it stands for Freedom or Independence Square. But as you can see, we are literally in the middle of this massive, absolutely gorgeous city with a massive building over there that resembles like the Houses of Parliament. There's absolutely gigantic royal structures on all the roundabouts. Like this place is absolutely gorgeous.
I never thought that Ukraine would be so beautiful. I don't know, out of this world. Like I actually want to adventure Ukraine, which I am part Ukrainian, heritage on point.
Like 1/14. Okay,
my mom's parents are Ukrainian, so it's actually really nice to see this place and actually enjoy it. You also have a ladybug on you. But yeah, it's really, really lovely, and I can't wait to adventure the city even more.
Still waiting for Uber, but it'll be even nicer and even more lovely to adventure this place with a Pro card in the hands. Driving around, there's so many like lovely restaurants and bars and things, and like this reminds me like so much of like Madrid or Barcelona, if you've ever been to like any of those cities. And if you have been to any of those places, you'll know how much there is to do in those cities. Based on how the show goes, the next show that we will do will be potentially 4 weeks in the future, which means we can have a day or so go to enjoy Kiev, which is where we're currently located in Ukraine. I really like chicken Kievs. There's probably better things to have than chicken Kievs in Kiev. I think the Uber is going to be here now. We made it to the gym.
We made it. This is cool.
That's me.
No, that's actually me. That's me.
That's actually me. All right, so we just got to the gym. At the gym, we've been kind enough to be allowed to train at. The boss of the gym, Amir, has been kind enough to allow us to train here for free. I think the competitors that are competing in the NPC show VK Classic this weekend do have free access to the gym connected to the NPC. So they've been kind enough to allow us to train at this incredible gym. You'll see it a little bit now doing cardio, but you'll see the main part of the gym when we train back and biceps later. Just trying to buy a tub of protein and checking the macros. 1x1 rule. There's another one there's a Hydra Way by Optimum Nutrition. These are just some of the proteins that they sell here that have the best macros. At the food shops, they don't sell like the branded proteins that we like typically use. Geordie doesn't digest protein too well or whey very well, so we're trying to figure out whether this one's easier to digest or the Optimum Nutrition one. Me personally, my stomach lining is made of rhino skin. I feel like I could digest a child's toy, but Geordie, we need one that is good for her too. These are all the treadmills and stuff. We've got the rest of the cardio stuff all the way down there. This is kind of cool because there's like a raised platform, and then right here there's like all these mirrors, so I guess you could like practice posing here. And then the gym gets even bigger and it opens out into this main space right here. But now I'm gonna get my ass on the treadmill. Callum doesn't want me doing any Stairmaster today because he wants the water to start draining out my legs. This is what we did just before the first show. We cut out Stairmaster about 5 days before the show, and that's what we're gonna be doing again this time. So just 40 minutes on the treadmill for me right now. I don't need to burn any more body fat. I just need to keep the blood moving, stay in routine. And considering today's a refeed, burning a few extra calories isn't gonna be a bad thing.
Guess my sanity breaks away too easy. Bring it to a hump, back down. Bring it to a hump, you're whack and it's all your fault. Back down. Bring it to a hump, you're whack and it's all your fault.
Thank you. Have a good day. Just made the next move. It's kind of like a sweet little like trick, like snack basically. I've taken 18 grams of almond butter, mixed it with some hot water, put it in the microwave, used 50 grams of banana, mixed it together and made it into like a banana almond butter paste, drizzled it over the rice cake, put chopped strawberry on top, put vanilla flavor drops inside the banana and the almond butter mix, so it's really nice. I got some pink salt on top of the rice cakes, and I got 4 rice cakes, and it's literally like 300 calories for this whole thing. And just utilizing foods that we have right now, this is perfect. This is gonna be absolutely lovely. That's just amazing. After 2 days of 0 carb, anything would be amazing. I feel like a sock covered in almond butter would be amazing right now. Fast forward about 3 hours now. We are just in the car roaming around this beautiful city with 2 goals in mind. 1, we need a fresh fade for the stage, and 2, we need to pick up some new shoes because I've been wearing the same beat up Ultra Boost now the entire prep. They're the triple blacks and they're my favorite Ultra Boost. They got a hole in the front, or like my toe is like protruding through because of all the cardio Callum has made me do. Blame Callum, he's in the front. I'm surprised Geordie has any feet left over for all the cardio she's done this prep. We might go to a Nike store. I know Geordie wants to get some Nikes as well. Please ignore this thing on the end of my nose. I know it's like very Rudolph-esque. It doesn't seem to go. My body isn't healing very well right now, and I had a spot after my cheat post-show. I blame it on the treats because as soon as it happened, 2 days later, a massive Rudolph at the red-nosed reindeer spot showed up on the tip of my nose. I went at it. I was like, no sir, not today. It's gonna be there on Sunday, so we need to get some makeup for that. The veins are well and truly out in the legs right now because I actually decided to like front load the carbs for the day. I pretty much had 3 meals of my high carb day, pretty much back to back around lunchtime because I don't want to go to bed tonight with a belly full of food and just like going to bed like quite. On refeed days, I always find myself just like kind of hot, sweaty, and I hate going to bed feeling like that because it makes me feel like I've eaten too much. So I've decided to eat my calories at the beginning of the day. I've got 2 meals left, which I'll be having post-workout and before bed, which means I can go to bed not full as hell, sleep well from all the carbs I've already eaten. And there's just like a mental game that plays in my mind when I eat loads of carbs towards the night time because then I feel like I've overeaten. I know it's purely a mental thing, and this refeed has been used as a tool to fuel my body because hitting a new low weight this morning, we needed it. Ready to get bold, mate? mate?
Ready.
Ready to go bowl?
Yep.
All ready.
This is nice.
Oh, barbershop. Fully booked for today, but this barbershop looks freaking sick. But we've booked in for tomorrow at 12 o'clock instead, which is fine because we have a free day tomorrow as well. But now we get the shoes.
Very nice. It was torrential rain we got yesterday, but it's lovely now.
Shit yesterday.
I was expecting it to be like that the whole time.
This is everything you wanted and more?
Yep, I love it. This is the biggest and tallest mall I've ever seen.
It's almost as big as you.
Oh, mate.
This place is massive. I'm gonna get told off for filming, I know I am. He's coming over. Can I? Am I good? No, I'm not good. He's not gonna let me do it. It's a big place, almost as big as my biceps feel with all these carbs. Let's get some shoes. There they are, triple blacks. Mission failed, went to the first place and there was no triple black or really much of a range at all. Like it was just a Adidas inside a mall. Now we're going to a bigger outlet, one that's on the street, like the whole shop is Adidas. Geordie left with a bunch of Bershka. One thing about Ukraine is it's disgustingly cheap. A 15-minute Uber from the apartment to the gym is £2.50. £2.50 for a 15-minute journey. We were thinking about renting a car, but now Ubers are literally pennies. We were just like, there's no point in renting a car. We could literally travel around this whole place for the next 4 days and probably spend about 50 or 60 pounds on just Ubers total. We are enjoying the nice weather. It's probably about 20-ish degrees right now. Sun's out, so we're just getting some steps in. The next place, the next Adidas is 22 minutes away. So we're still on the hunt. Just admiring the beauty.
You mean Callum's arms?
Zero beauty over this side.
I love it.
There's so much open space here, like loads of open space. It's like a big courtyard. Ukraine is surprising me more and more and more, like every single street we turn down. It's almost just like inducing thoughts of when prep's all said and done, to just stay here for a little bit and just enjoy it. There's just so much to explore and do. Mission accomplished, we got the shoes, not the same ones that I got before. I think these are like the new triple blacks. They're either gonna be like a really old version that I've never seen before because we're like somewhere in Europe, or they're a brand new version and I'm super sick and I have the new pair of triple blacks. And we have arrived at the gym. This is gonna be the final back workout. We're not gonna be doing arms, we're gonna be doing a little bit of rear delts because tomorrow is gonna be the full upper body pump again. If you watched the lead up to the previous show, you'll know we did back and then the final workout was a upper body pump, and we're gonna save the arm workout until tomorrow because I wanna prioritize the arms of tomorrow's workout. We're gonna do a little chest, little shoulders, a little bit of back, one of the last pumps before we step on stage again. And one thing that's really interesting is actually competitors in this gym flying from Turkey, flying from different places in the world to be competing also in this show. So we can like eye up the competition a little bit of pressure, but regardless, we're gonna have a good workout. What pre you got?
Not that one.
Not the no explode.
Not that one.
Red Wheeler.
Red Wheeler.
It's rip your muscles up. Furious pump.
Ooh, cheers.
You gonna chin it?
I'm gonna chin it just because it's disgusting. It is spicy. I sipped cows and it was like peppery.
Is the sorry for the question. Is the the Fanta in the fridge? The blue one.
The blue. Blue. Fanta. Yeah.
Has that got sugar in it?
Oh,
Thank you.
oh, spicy pump.
Wow.
That's weird. That was weird. Oh, never again. This is the butter prep. There's a massive mind fuck. I'm literally just like looking at myself in the mirror, being like, bro, you watery, you're not ready. You watery, you're not ready. And I'm just like, my back has like a sheen of water over it, not thinking that I've just eaten 500 grams of carbs. I mean, look at my face, it's like proper sucked in. I'm lean, but I'm looking at the footage and I'm thinking I'm not ready. This is the butter prep that gets really hard because you start questioning and questioning, micromanaging literally everything, not thinking, hey Brandon, today is a high carb day. You've just eaten 400 to 500 grams of carbs. Of course, you're not gonna be as shredded as you was this morning because as you saw this morning's physique update, I was extremely lean at my lowest weight. I just need to remind myself that you can't judge yourself every second of every moment of every day. You've been walking around, you've been eating, you've been shopping, all these things, and we're still 3 days out. There's no point in looking at myself and just being like, you're not ready, you're not ready, you're not ready. This is the reality of prep. And it's freaking hard. And we are out of the gym. I quickly want to just like, I guess, end this video with a bit of a talk, kind of what I referenced in the gym then, about like the mindset and the headspace when you get close to a show, because now this is our second show, and you'd think that after winning the overall at the first show that I'd be just like filled with confidence and I'd just be like mentally unbeatable, when it's actually like the complete opposite of that. And I kind of want to just, I guess, dive into like the ups and the downs of the days and stuff with Cal. Obviously when I woke up, by the way, my hearing has gone out of this ear for some reason. I don't know why it happens when I get lean. This morning I woke up and I was like, lightest weight, literally feeling leaner than I was in my previous show, and I was like, if I stepped on stage right now I'd look leaner, but I wouldn't look as full, obviously, because I was flat as hell. Seeing yourself so shredded in the morning to then having 450 carb and then like half a day shifts and your head just goes, I'm not ready. And I went to Cal and I was like, I'm looking at my back footage and I'm like, I don't feel ready. And I guess that's why like it's so good that Cal is here, because he's like, no, stick to the plan, this is the plan, this is the plan. Because I could very easily, if I was by myself, I'd want to go back to the apartment now and not eat, but I have macros to hit. I'd probably have like a fish and vegetable meal, but that would be me getting in my head. That's why it's so important that Callum is here. So do you want to just dive into like mindset on prep and like the fact that variables can change day to day?
The most important aspect from an athlete's perspective is the ability to remain objective in that decision. So obviously you'll get in your own head. There's a massive emotional attachment to the goal here, and you are going to be anyone that's going to overthink that situation, right?
And the leaner you get, the more susceptible you are to those
100%.
things.
And also the leaner you get, the more of those smaller details you'll notice. In an off-season phase, when you look at yourself in the mirror, you won't notice much day to day, right?
You look the same.
On prep, you notice little things.
I have striations, like in cross striations and feathers in my triceps. This morning, they were so defined, you could like put your finger in them, but now they're like barely visible because of the carbs. And it's literally like, there's such a big difference between body fat and water retention. And I'm realizing that more so on this prep than ever, because I'm leaner than I've ever been. So I'm noticing those fluctuations more on this prep than I've ever noticed on any prep. Like, we're about to go for my 7th show, and every single show we're gonna get leaner and leaner and leaner, and those things are gonna play on my mind.
Peaking, especially for a bodybuilder, is the fact that your morning look needs to be replicated on one day.
Yeah.
Right? So you look perfect this morning. If we continue to run baseline diet into Sunday, you wouldn't look like that on Sunday.
No.
So the whole aspect of peaking is you peak for one day, you peak for one moment.
Yeah.
And we're doing this now, we're putting carbohydrates in now so we can replicate that look on Sunday. Whatever you look like this morning is a snapshot, but the whole point of this week is, because we're doing this in a predictable manner, because we did it for the Two Bros show as well, we know what our timeline is, we know what our game plan is, because we've practiced it and we've refined that.
Exactly.
You may go into the gym then and take your top off and feel like you're holding fluid because we've eaten 400 or 500 grams of carbs today.
Exactly.
But those 400 or 500 grams of carbs today will secure the look that we want on Sunday. You can look great 2 days out from a show, but it only matters what you look like on the game day.
And that's it. Like, for example, like this morning I was happy with the way I looked. Now I don't. You can switch it around. You can, like, let's just say you look amazing 2 days out from the show, you're so dry and shredded, but you're 2 days out and you didn't carb up and you're scared about being, like, you know, slender on stage. So then let's just say the show's on Sunday, you then theoretically, which is what a lot of people do, then carb up on Friday, carb up on Saturday and compete on Sunday, but then their condition's gone. What we've found that works is we peak on the 3rd day and potentially the 4th day before the show, and then we allow a base diet and a low day and then show day to almost like regain that fasted look with added fullness. And that's the way we've like almost like devised the way my body works right now.
Glycogen and fullness comes first, and then obviously when carbs go in, there will be a certain amount of fluid that's retained, what you'd refer to as extracellularly, so basically beneath the skin, outside the muscle. But the next 2 days now we have that fullness is to shift the fluid outside of everywhere else we don't want it, to bring that dry look and to bring condition.
It's such a structured, objective plan, but day to day, moment by moment, emotion by emotion, it's never that simple. Being the athlete, being the person going through these things, looking at yourself in the mirror, it would be amazing in an ideal world to just be like a robot. Like, you're a program designed to do something, and then the final day you're gonna look one way. But we're human beings. There's emotion, there's ups and downs and stuff, and I guess that's why I'm so grateful that Cal's here. It's why I thought it was so necessary for Callum to come to Ukraine with us, with Geordie and with Zane, and just to have a squad, like a foundation, not just the company, not just the advice, the mental stability. This is the most difficult journey I've been on, and having like these guys here with me is like more important than anything. So it's priceless to me. I guess we should end it there. Oh yeah, man. So, thank you. That was a workout in itself, right?
No, my shoulders are burning.
I would not have won the overall, I don't think. And I wouldn't be able to be as mentally stable as I am right now if it wasn't for these guys. So, you know, an athlete, the final product, you know, when someone is bringing a package to stage, do not think that it's just that person's singular effort that brought that package there. It's the family, it's the friends, it's the people around them, it's the coach, it's the brains behind the overall look that really brings it, and I wouldn't be able to have done that without these guys. So yeah, I want to end it here. We have a sword, but the trophies at this place, the trophies that the VK Classic are giving out, is like a gladiator.
A Cinnabon sweet.
A Cinnabon? No, we're not at Cinnabon just yet. We're not there yet, man. Cinnabon after. If you enjoyed this 3 days out video, if you haven't already, turn on post notifications, because 1, it helps the channel grow, and 2, you'll never miss a future video, and 3, if you how told you from Kayam? I'll leave it at the end. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Peace. Did you feel good?